Hello guys, and welcome to this new video. Today we are going to talk about variables in Python. So, what are variables? Well, variables are containers for storing data values, which means that Python provides for your code memory locations in order to store data and values for later use in your program. They are also a way of labeling data with descriptive name, so our programs can be understood more clearly by the reader. For example, if you have a variable called x and you assign to that value x 38 degrees, the reader cannot understand, for example, if this is an angle, for example, angle with 38 degrees, or a temperature with 38 degrees. So what we are going to do in our program is that we are going to give a name for our variable so that the reader can understand easily our program. Variables do not need to be declared with any particular type. For example, if you have already, or some of you have programmed with C programming, in C programming we need to assign the type of the variable at the beginning of each program before our main program. For example, you write int C, int A to assign this particular type. In Python, we do not need to declare our variables or to assign them to a particular type. And also, we can change the data type of a variable at any time we want in our program. For example, if we have an input x as an integer, and later on in our program, for example, we want to use this value in concatenation with another string, we can, for example, convert it to a string using the str function. So let's start, for example, by x equals to 3, right? If you want to know the type of variable, we just write function type x, and it will give us an int. If we want to convert x, for example, into a float, we write float x, right, 3.0. For example, if we have y equals to 3.14, we have type y float, and we write int of y. We directly have the integer part, so we don't have 0.14, we have only the integer part, which is 3. For city, for example, we can write, for example, London. It is a string, right? So we write type of city, it gives us a string. If we, for example, want to print x as a capital letter, we have an error. Name x is not defined, which means that Python is a case sensitive. Right here, x is different than the value of x because Python is case sensitive, right? We can also assign a value to city, which is equals to, we use single quotes, which is, for example, Rome, right? And when we print the city, we are going to get Rome because Python will change the value that is stored in city, which is London, by the latest value, which is Rome. As an output, we get the last value assigned to our variable. So as we can see here, we can use single quotes or double quotes for our strings, as long as if the value that, for example, we use single quotes Rome and if we change here to single quote, it will be an error. Okay, so if we use here the double quotes, here we should also have double quotes, right? We have also another data type, which is Boolean. For example, we assign a value to p equals to true, right? As you can see here, we have t in capital letter and the rest is in lower cases, right? So if we run that and we write type of t, we will have Boolean, right? We have a Boolean. We have also f equals to false, same thing. So we have f in capital letter and the remaining letters are in lower cases. If we write type of f, so we have Boolean. As a recap, we have seen the Boolean, we have seen here we didn't assign that, so we add the cell type. We have cd is string, we have float, and we have an integer. So this is all for this video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.